What if I told you that a simple cash rebate program for traders just exposed a massive vulnerability that could bring down the entire prop trading industry? And it all started with one guy trying to help his customers save money. So here's what went down. Brian Stonk launched what seemed like a brilliant customer service initiative, a cash rebate program that would give traders money back on their purchases. It was a simple idea. You use Brian Stonk's affiliate code. You provide proof of purchase by submitting a rebate claim on his website. And after verification, you get a 5% cash rebate. Sign me up, right?
Not so fast. This is where things get interesting. Patrick Wieland saw what Brian Stonk was doing and immediately recognized something that most people missed. Patrick started reaching out to prop firms, urging them to shut down these rebate programs entirely. At first glance, this looks like competitive jealousy. Here's Brian trying to help customers, and Patrick is trying to shut it down. Classic big business trying to crush mom-and-pop shops, right? But hold on, because the plot thickens. Apex Trading was the first to make a move. They quietly changed their affiliate agreement. No big announcement, no drama, just a subtle shift in their terms. Most people probably didn't even notice. But this was the canary in the coal mine, the first domino to fall in what would become a coordinated industry response.
Then boom, multiple prop firms changed their rules on the exact same day. Not within the same week, not around the same time. The exact same day. When you see that level of coordination in any industry, you know something bigger is happening behind the scenes. This wasn't coincidental. This was planned. Now, if you're following this story so far, your first instinct might be to think this is all about affiliates being greedy and trying to hinder Brian specifically. Maybe these prop firms were protecting their preferred affiliates, or maybe they didn't like the competition that Brian's rebate program was creating. That's certainly what it looked like on the surface.
But here's where this story takes a turn that nobody saw coming. There was a much deeper issue lurking beneath the surface, one that threatened the very foundation of how prop trading works. And it took rocket scooter Matt's analysis to really expose what was happening here. Matt broke it down like this. Rebate programs might look like a win for customers at first glance, but they could quickly spiral into all-out warfare between affiliates. And sure, on paper, that sounds like a dream for traders. Affiliates battling it out to see who can give the biggest rebate. Customers raking in the savings. It's textbook capitalism. You know, survival of the fittest and all that.
But here's the problem that Matt identified, and it's brilliant in its simplicity and terrifying in its implications. This type of affiliate competition could actually be weaponized to harm the entire prop trading industry. Let me break down exactly how this would work. Now, I'd love to write this as a brilliant and hilarious comedy piece, but it's math, guys. And we all know math is hard. That's why Adam McKay stuck a naked Margot Robbie in a bathtub in The Big Short. It's hard to get guys to stick around for hard stuff. No, not that kind of hard. Take the Margot Robbie image away.
We'll use simple numbers so it's easy to understand. Let's say affiliates receive 20% commission on prop firm sales. For example, if a trader buys a $100 evaluation account, the affiliate pockets $20. Most affiliates simply keep that commission. Brian, however, chose to give a portion of his commission back to the trader. Instead of pocketing the full $20, he might rebate $5, meaning the trader effectively paid $95 for an account that everyone else was buying for $100.
Before we dive into why prop firm rebates are so dangerous, let's make one thing clear. This wasn't malicious on Brian's part. I don't think he fully considered the long-term ramifications. To him, it was a clever marketing play, simple and effective. And when you're pulling in $100,000 a month from affiliate money, you're probably not losing sleep over the precedent you're setting. When Brian rebated $5, he effectively reset the market price of that account to $95. That meant prop firms were no longer in control of their own pricing. Affiliates were. If one affiliate offers a $5 rebate, another will counter with $10. Before long, it's $15 back, then $18, and eventually $19 out of the $20 commission. At that point, affiliates are practically giving away their earnings just to undercut each other. A full-blown race to zero.
As a trader, you might be thinking, well, screw the affiliates. They're making too much money anyway. If I'm saving cash, who cares? The prop firms care. Flash that picture of Margot one more time. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, now let's get into the problem. Imagine two prop firms, A and B, both selling accounts for $100. On paper, they're evenly matched. But if affiliates start offering rebates on firm A, say dropping the effective price to $95, suddenly firm A looks like the better deal. Over time, more and more traders flock to firm A, leaving firm B to bleed out. Eventually, firm B could collapse, not because its product was inferior, but simply because affiliates tilted the scale in firm A's favor.
Even worse, firms could pay affiliates to target rivals. Here's $100,000 per month. Undercut our competitor into oblivion. The rebate model creates a tool for affiliates to manipulate the survival of firms. Prop firms already operate with thin margins. Forced into deeper price wars by rebate schemes, some would inevitably go bankrupt. That could leave thousands of traders stranded, accounts frozen, payouts lost, just like the collapse of Fast Track. Affiliates already drive millions in monthly sales for firms. Rebates give them another lever. Pay me, or I'll rebate you into bankruptcy. Matt described it as holding firms hostage. In the wrong hands, affiliates could dictate industry rules, not the firms themselves.
Patrick also recognized this threat, which is why he was urging prop firms to end these programs before they spiraled out of control. Patrick understood that while individual rebate programs might seem harmless, the competitive dynamics they could create posed an existential threat to the industry structure. Think about it from the prop firm's perspective. Their entire business model depends on maintaining a certain balance. They need enough traders to fail to cover their operational costs and the payouts to successful traders. But if affiliates start subsidizing evaluations through rebates, that balance gets destroyed. This is why we saw that coordinated response from multiple prop firms on the same day. This wasn't about stopping Brian specifically or protecting certain affiliates. This was about preventing a competitive dynamic that could literally destroy the industry's ability to function profitably.
Now, just so everyone can get up in those comments and say we're slobbering all over Patrick's knob, I'm talking about you at Holy Earth. Yeah, we are. Nom nom nom. Tastes great. He's always using that comfortably numb deep throat spray. Mint chocolate flavor, of course. It's our favorite. We're just a bunch of glizzy gobblers over here. Have we done enough to head off the dumbass comments yet, or should we keep going? Patrick didn't just talk about rebates. He delivered a monologue like he was announcing the end of civilization. He basically said, look, if I wanted to, I could destroy every affiliate in this space with one move. And the move? A 15% rebate. That's it. Just 15% cash back with his code, and suddenly Brian Stonk and every other affiliate would vanish. And we agree with JMU. If Patrick decides to go full court press on rebates, all the affiliates would be working at McDonald's.
The logic goes like this. The more accounts you sell, the bigger your affiliate commission becomes. Since PW holds the highest commissions in the industry, he could have easily offered the deepest discounts if rebates were allowed. And while it might not have looked like Patrick was doing other affiliates any favors, the truth is, he actually saved us. With the leverage he had, he could have blown the whole affiliate system wide open. Instead, he made the tough call that protected everyone, both affiliates and prop firms. So thank you very much, Mr. Wieland. You are the biggest and the largest, which means I can finally rip up this McDonald's job application and put a down payment on that BDH rooster tattoo. Cock-a-doodle-doo.
But the rebate nightmare goes even deeper. Picture this. You spot an ad promising a 50% rebate on your prop firm account. Sounds insane, right? Too good to pass up. You sign up, pay your fees, and wait for that sweet rebate to roll in. Days go by, weeks, still nothing. Congratulations, you've just been scammed. That so-called affiliate never planned on paying you a dime. They pocketed the commission and vanished into the digital ether. Meanwhile, you're furious, demanding answers, maybe even filing a chargeback.
Here's the kicker. The prop firm wasn't the scammer, but now they're stuck dealing with the fallout, angry customers, reversed payments, and reputational damage. The scammer walks away clean, and the firm is left holding the bag. Multiply that by dozens or hundreds of cases, and suddenly the entire ecosystem starts to rot from the inside. That's why reputable prop firms banned rebates outright, not to choke affiliates, not to hoard money, but to shut the door on potential scammers. And sure, Brian never collected social security numbers, but what if the wrong people started doing it? That would be a full-blown nightmare. So props to the firms that stepped in fast, cutting off the scheme before some fresh-faced trader's social security number ended up for sale on the dark web.
Hey everybody, I'm Tony, and I'm creator of the hardest YouTube channel to say, Futures for Our Future News. Okay, what we do here is we make fun of futures trading news, and everybody has been having a great time doing it. I'm hopping on here today to say, thank you so much. We're about to hit 4,000 subscribers, and that is a major milestone for us. My wife and my two best friends helped me make this show, and hitting 4,000 subscribers is the biggest deal for us right now. What I really want to talk to you about is how much this show costs to produce. And I really hate asking, but we need help. This show is so expensive, and the amount of time that we put into it, we really don't want to see it fail. So if you could, if you're already going to be buying an account this week, please consider using code FFF. It really helps us a lot, like more than we can express in words. I don't even know how to help understand what a big deal it is to us. I can promise you, we are not buying Ferraris or Lamborghinis with this money. It is going back into this show 100%. And big shout out to Alex. He won the 2 free 50K take profit accounts. Great job, Alex. Can't wait to see what you do with those accounts. And again, for all the faithful people who have helped support this channel from the very first day that we offered affiliate accounts, thank you so much. Every time you use code FFF, we really appreciate it, and we mean it from the bottom of our heart.
The Great PB Trading Bootcamp finale is here. And let me tell you something, folks. These coaches still haven't figured out that when you mess with fire, you might get burned. But apparently nobody told them that because we're kicking off day 5 with what can only be described as the world's most questionable alarm clock service. Picture this scene. You're peacefully sleeping, dreaming about green candles and profit margins, when suddenly your face gets baptized by a bucket of ice water, courtesy of 2 douchebags named Daddy Wellness and Sush. Now, I don't know about you, but if someone pulled that stunt on me, they'd wake up to find their car sporting some fresh ventilation, courtesy of a crowbar through the windshield. But hey, these traders are so used to this house of horrors, they just rolled with it like it's a Tuesday morning spa treatment.
The water torture was just the appetizer, though. Next up on the menu of questionable decisions was dragging these sleep-deprived, soaking wet traders on a 5-kilometer run. And here's where it gets absolutely hilarious. They brought in an actual Ironman competitor to lead this parade of pain, which is like bringing a Ferrari to a go-kart race. Brian, bless his heart, apparently unlocked his hidden superpower because this run was light work for him. Meanwhile, Colin showed up in the video. And you may be asking, who the hell is Colin? He's not a coach, not a contestant. Honestly, no idea why he's in the video, but he delivered the best reaction.
This show is so fucking ass. I don't know why we're running. That shit kills test. So
That was probably the worst thing we could have done before trading. I always go for a walk. I don't really run. Bro, I'm good for like another year on that run and shit.
Sure, you can crank up the hype music and cut together the most dramatic montage imaginable, but nothing, and I mean nothing, is going to make these coaches look cool sitting in their supercar while everyone else runs. The whole thing just screams cringe AF. I was literally yelling at the screen, what a piece of shit. If you're going to make people do dumb stuff, at least suffer through it with them. This isn't a Mr. Beast game show. You're hazing beginner traders, you dumbass.
Honestly, right now, it looks like the most unprofitable people are in the front. Like by the looks of it. Well, Colin's all the way in the back. That kid's just always geeked. Someone had to drive the car. I would be out there smoking everybody.
Right.
Right.
But here's where things really heat up. And for once, the show actually taught us something valuable about trading. All week long, discipline was the sacred rule. But the moment that final bell rang, discipline went straight out the window. Proof that money can make people do insane things, even when they know better. And here's a clip of that beautiful irony.
Up to you guys. You know, we've taught you the discipline, we've taught you the psychology, we've taught you basically everything that we know and everything that you would need to know to become a profitable trader.
I went outside of my strategy, outside of my psychology. I knew I had to, if I wanted to win the challenge, I had to put everything on the table. So that's what I did today.
The whole thing reads like a comedy of errors meets low-stakes gambling. You've got grown adults getting doused with ice water at dawn, complaining about testosterone levels during a morning jog, and completely abandoning their trading discipline for a shot at $5,000. It's chaos wrapped in financial education. That's where our other channel, Futures for Our Future Trading, comes in. Solid trading advice, minus the jogging shoes and waterboarding alarm clocks. At least when you pick up something from Futures for Our Future Trading, you won't abandon it the second someone waves a $5,000 prize in your face. By the way, who do you think actually snagged the money? Sway, Brian, or Anthony? And speaking of Anthony, don't forget, he went the entire week with a flawless win rate, not a single losing trade. The guy was trading like he had a crystal ball and a direct hotline to the market gods. But as it turns out, even perfection wasn't enough, because Brian, the fan favorite, came swooping in on the final day like a full-blown trading superhero.
That's right. Brian's victory was the ultimate plot twist. Here's a guy who probably woke up that morning thinking he was the underdog, maybe planning to play it safe and see what happens. Instead, he ends up clutching victory from the jaws of defeat, while Anthony, Mr. Perfect Record himself, has to settle for second place. And Sway learned that sometimes abandoning your strategy doesn't pay off the way you hope it will. He landed in last place. The whole thing was a masterclass in how money can make perfectly rational people do completely irrational things. Big shout out to PB Trading for putting this whole contest together. Seriously, this isn't just entertainment. It's a legal thriller in the making. Nobody's watching to see who pockets the prize. We're all here placing side bets on who ends up in front of a judge first. Because let's be honest, there's a right way to make trading content engaging and educational, and staging a frat house hazing reboot is not it. Go check it out on YouTube now, before the whole playlist gets filed in court as Exhibit A.
But the real headlines are coming out of the prop trading world, and it's massive. We're talking about game-changing moves that could seriously impact your trading career. Let me start with the biggest shock. Blue Guardian allegedly banned a trader and deleted $30,000 in profits after they supposedly failed an AI-conducted risk interview. Yes, you heard that right. Artificial intelligence was making decisions about real money. This is absolutely wild and frankly concerning for our entire industry. It's a reminder of why it's so important to stick with trusted prop firms, the kind we've listed in the description below, where your money and your effort don't depend on an algorithm's mood swing.
But here's where things get exciting. Tradeify just dropped some incredible updates that are pure gold for traders. First, they completely eliminated minimum trading days for payouts. No more waiting around for 7 days. Hit your targets and get paid immediately. Second, they boosted payout amounts significantly. We're talking $1,500 on first payouts, $2,000 on second payouts, and it keeps climbing from there. But the real kicker is their consistency rule changes. They've increased it to 25% on second payouts and 30% on third payouts for direct funded accounts. That's massive flexibility that puts more money in your pocket. They've also introduced dynamic daily loss limits that actually increase as your account grows, plus they integrated Quant Tower for enhanced trading capabilities. These updates show Tradeify is genuinely focused on trader success. If you want to take advantage of these new features, check out the link in the description below. Of course, we've got Michael Patak dropping the big news from Topstep this week. He posted on Twitter, Topstep Brokerage is an introducing broker, registered with the CFTC and a member of the NFA. Waitlist signups are right around the corner. Stay tuned.
Now, Topstep becoming a registered CFTC broker is massive news for legitimacy in our space. But let's not forget, Legends was a broker long before they became a prop firm. If you're looking for a firm that can seamlessly move you to live trading through their own in-house brokerage, Legends already brings 15 years of experience to the table. On top of that, they've just rolled out straight-to-funded accounts this week. And here's the kicker. They give you the choice of Tradeify and Rhythmic accounts, unlike Topstep, which limits traders to Project X. If you want to dig deeper, head over to Futures for Our Future Trading. We're breaking down Legends' brand new dashboard and showing you exactly how their straight-to-funded option works. You definitely don't want to miss this. Click this video and let's see who's really giving traders what they want.